Three Colbert converts again.
Pull outside to Clavel. Pull up 20-footer. Good! Bounce past the Duffy left hand.
0. CTV Sports!
Good evening and thanks for watching this week's CTV Sports. I'm Olivia Landis.
And I'm Karlee Schwartzkopf, bringing you the latest updates in CSU sports.
If you missed this weekend's football game, you missed a huge performance from CSU's offense.
The Colorado State football team won its first road game of the season against the UNLV Rebels 42-23. The Rams came out hot, scoring on their opening drive and maintained momentum throughout the first half, finding the end zone on 5 of their 6 first-half drives. On the other end of the field, the Rams defense kept the Rebels off the board for the entire first half, marking it the 4th time this season an opponent has not scored in a half against CSU. Colorado State's run game was strong this past weekend, with running backs Izzy Matthews and Marvin Kinsey Jr. each adding 2 touchdowns and totaling the Rams' run game to 230 yards. UNLV stepped up its game in the second half by outscoring CSU 35-17. After the Rebels attempted an onside kick early in the fourth quarter, CSU recovered, and 1 play later, junior quarterback Nick Stevens hit wide receiver Michael Gallup for a 36-yard touchdown. Stevens threw for 2 touchdown passes and completed 21 of 28 passes for a total of 237 yards. The Mountain West victory earns even CSU's record to 4-4 and 2-2 in the Mountain West. The Rams will now enter a bye week, having 2 weeks to prepare for the Fresno State game on November 5th at Hughes Stadium. Olivia, this was an awesome game for CSU. They played great in the first half. It was something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, being able to shut out the Rebels 35-0 in the entire first half is something that I know the fans were super excited about. They were tweeting about it the entire game. Greg Smith-Smitty, oh my, 35-0. Definitely oh my. We've seen that for the 4th time so far this season, where Colorado State has been able to shut out someone in an entire half.
Definitely. CSU has definitely had its struggles this season, so when they can shut out a team 35-0, fans are pretty excited about it.
Yeah, and they not only did they have a good first half, but they also had some difficulties in that second half, and it definitely did not go unnoticed, being outscored 23-7 by the Rebels.
Yeah, we had a Ram fan tweet, "Let's not see a meltdown in the second half." Definitely the third quarter was a struggle for CSU. They picked it up in the 4th, but that third, it seemed they couldn't complete a pass or a run.
Yeah, a lot of passion there from the fans live tweeting. And what did you think about the attendance as well as the atmosphere?
Well, Chad tweeted, and he said that there were over 18,000 fans at this game. Did not feel like it being on the field.
Yeah, and I thought the fans were super intense, especially towards the Colorado State players. We heard them yelling the entire match, so that was kind of crazy to see.
Yeah, pretty intense atmosphere, and also quite a few CSU fans made the travel to Las Vegas, so that was cool to see.
That was cool to see, but another thing that was cool to see was they broke a world record. They had the largest assembled mariachi band that played right at the beginning of the game. That was pretty fun to watch.
That was fun to watch. I've never seen that before, and it was cool to see a world record be broken.
Well, we aren't the only ones impressed by the football team. Coach Bobo was extremely proud of his team's road win this past weekend.
I was very happy. We were 8 for 10 in the first half on third down. Really proud of the way we executed. I thought we really had a nice plan for third down, but Nick did a great job in third down. Some of the looks we thought we were going to get and where the ball was going to go to didn't happen that way, and he progressed and went to the next receiver. And that's what a veteran quarterback should do. Second half, I got conservative a little bit and put us in too many third and longs, which third and longs hard to get, especially when you're going 3 down and dropping 8. But at the end of the day, we executed enough to win the ball game, and you never apologize for going on the road and winning the ball game. It's tough to come by and proud of this football team.
Coach Bobo talks about the offense and how great Nick Stevens did, but the defense did really well as well. Jake Schlager got his first career interception.
Yeah, let's take a look at what Jake had to say.
I finally got my interception. It was about I just was making sure I didn't drop. That's all I wanted to do. But it felt good to finally get that interception. Just keep on working. Should have had a couple more. It's just things that comes down to individual roles, individual jobs that I should have been there in that position. I wasn't, but you look back, correct those mistakes, and make sure you're there the next time.
Last Thursday, the CSU volleyball team saw its first Mountain West loss since November of 2014 after falling to San Jose State in 5 sets. The Rams had won 31 consecutive conference matches prior to the loss on Thursday night. Olivia Nicholson led the Rams with 3 kills in the first set for CSU to snag a 25-16 win to start off the match. The second match finished in similar fashion when Kirsty Hillier and Nicholson again contributed kills that drove the Rams to take set 2. However, the game changer started in sets 3 and 4 when a controversial call came late in the third set, allowing the Spartans to take the 27-25 victory. From there, it was tight competition, but the Spartans were able to come out on top in a 5-set match. Colorado State was able to find redemption, though, after sweeping Fresno State the following Saturday. Sonia Cheesemick led the team with 12 kills and got the set-clinching kill in each set against the Bulldogs. After the win, CSU was able to regain its possession of first place in the Mountain West standings. Next up, the Rams head to Laramie, Wyoming for a rivalry matchup this Tuesday.
The Colorado State women's swimming and diving team received its first loss on the road against the University of Denver Saturday afternoon. The Pioneers took the lead from the start, with junior Morgan McCormick setting a pool record in her home pool and earning an NCAA B cut in the women's 100-yard backstroke. The Rams were able to come away with victories in the longest and shortest race in the pool, as distance swimmer Haley Rowley won the 1,000-yard freestyle and sprinter Katie Kicklighter won the 50-yard freestyle. CSU dominated on the boards as senior Emily Williams took the 1-meter and sophomore Nicole Sislow took the 3-meter. CSU will return to Moby Pool this Friday for the Orange Out meet against Idaho.
Well, it's time for a short break, but when we return, we'll have more updates on CSU sports.
KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month, covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
The CSU women's tennis team concluded the final day of the John Messick Invitational Sunday, earning a pair of doubles win over Northern Colorado. The 3-day tournament was a round-robin dual-type format featuring CSU, Iowa State, Northern Colorado, and Wyoming. The freshman powerhouse of Riley Reeves and Alyssa Garalva won the first doubles match, defeating UNC's #1 pair 6-1. In singles play, Colorado State took on a strong Wyoming squad, with the Cowgirls winning all 6 matches. Despite the singles losses, each player was competitive, as the tournament was in honor of longtime CSU head coach John Messick, who retired over the summer after coaching for CSU for 31 years. Newest CSU tennis head coach Jared Komoda said, quote, "Everyone's attitude and effort was good. We need to keep getting better and finish the fall on a strong note," end quote. The Rams have one fall tournament remaining on their schedule, the Rebel Invitational hosted by UNLV November 11th through the 13th.
This weekend marks the final home games of the season for the CSU women's soccer team, and the Rams ended their stand with 2 losses. Although the Rams scored first with a goal from Maddie Rodriguez in a matchup against San Diego State on Friday, they were unable to keep the Aztecs off the board. The Rams set the tone early on in the match, taking 4 shots within the first 14 minutes of play, with Rodriguez's goal coming first in the 36th minute of the game. The second half, the Aztecs sought control while having 3 shots in the first 20 minutes of play. The first goal for San Diego State came on a penalty kick midway through the second half, whereas the second goal followed just 2 minutes later. The second loss of the weekend for CSU came to New Mexico on Sunday, as the Rams were incapable of producing a comeback from the Lobos' 11th minute goal in the first half of play. This loss was the final home game CSU will have played for the 2016 season. With the 2016 season on its final stretch, I was able to discuss the team and its success on the season thus far with head soccer coach Bill Hempen. Welcome to this week's CSU Rams All Access. I'm Olivia Landis, joined by CSU Women's head soccer coach Bill Hempen. Coach, as usual, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here, as usual.
Yeah, talking a little bit about possession disadvantages. When you guys see possession disadvantages, especially in the first half, do you feel as though that has an effect on the rest of the game?
Certainly the halftime talk. Yeah, it's something that we're constantly working on, and we're probably putting our kids under more pressure in training to get out of tight spaces to maintain possession of the ball. It's just not translating very well into the game situations. And we've shown them clips of games earlier in the year where we had quite good possession that resulted in better opportunities at goal, but it's something that we certainly emphasized in training.
And diving a little bit into leadership as a whole on this team, would you say that your seniors especially have stepped up and really taken control of this leadership role on this team?
I think so. My two captains, Amy Eckert and Taylor Nelson, have been great leaders. And to a point, I was talking to someone just earlier about their want to succeed. Whether it's we win one more game or no more games or 3 more games, I don't know. They're still pushing each other and they're pushing their teammates to do something that the CSU program has never done before, which is get any kind of a result against our last 3 opponents, because we're going up against 3 very good opponents. These are mid to top half of the conference as we end, and it will be a challenge for us, but it's something that they want desperately.
So you have 3 more games left in conference, 2 this weekend, your final games at the Lagoon Field. You started off with a certain goal at the beginning of the year. Would you say you met that goal so far?
Soccer's a funny game, and many people have heard me say this again. We're still in search of that ball that hits us in the side of the head and goes in. It's not the most perfect goal because we seem to be giving up. The player jumps and it hits them and lands in front of them, and they go in on a breakaway. We haven't had that moment yet where a mishap from our opponent has turned into an opportunity that we've finished. So. We're still looking for that, but you create those moments, and we're constantly trying to kind of create those in training as well.
And one final thought here, with your last 2 conference games at home, would you say you guys have prepared any differently so far?
No, just trying to enjoy the moment of being at home. We love our field. We've been bumped from grass fields onto turf fields twice because of weather this year, and the game on Sunday was an awful environment for our kids to have to play in. And you hope for more for your kids, and hey, our Lagoon Field looks pretty sweet for our kids to play on. Nice big grass field, and we're going to enjoy every minute of it.
Well, that wraps up this week's Rams All Access with CSU women's soccer coach Bill Hempen. I'm Olivia Landis. As the Rams close out conference competition this Friday in Laramie, Wyoming against the Cowgirls.
It's time for another short break, but coming up, the women's golf team had quite the weekend.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Seniors Elizabeth Rao and Brianna Becker combined for 4 birdies and 1 eagle to lead the Colorado State women's golf team to a solid start at the Las Vegas Collegiate Showdown. Rao's opening score of 3 under par of a 69 is a career best, while Becker shot the only eagle of the opening round. Sophomore Caroline Reiners shot the 2 over par for for her own career best to put CSU one stroke behind Missouri for 10th place. The tournament continues Monday and Tuesday at Boulder Creek Golf Course, where the Rams set several school records in 2015.
This past weekend, an adult ultimate frisbee tournament took place on CSU's campus. However, there was a little bit of twist to this certain game.
The Colorado State intramural fields were home to Fright Flight Ultimate 2016, an annual ultimate frisbee tournament that was started back in 1995 by Heath McKay and Holly Wright.
So we're out here for Fright Flight. It's a Halloween-themed frisbee tournament, ultimate frisbee. So we're putting on costumes, running around, chasing some plastic.
The tournament is a Halloween-themed ultimate frisbee event where teams get to participate in dressing up in costumes while playing ultimate frisbee.
In the bathroom. This team is more of like a fun team. So some of these teams practice together. We just kind of like get together for fun tournaments like this one.
This year marks the 21st anniversary of the tournament with the biggest turnout yet.
Oh, you know, we try to measure it more in terms of how much fun we've been having. So win-loss, so-so, but in terms of fun, we've been doing great.
At the end of the day, having a good time while playing the sport they love is what's most important to these people.
Just happy to be out here playing some frisbee and enjoying this beautiful weather in Fort Collins.
Karlee, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever played ultimate frisbee in a costume.
Yeah, I've actually never played ultimate frisbee, but those costumes are pretty cool.
Yeah, they were.
Well, that wraps up this week's CTV Sports.
Be sure to check out this weekend's sports coverage on www.collegian.com, and we'll see you next week. Have a great night.